and hiding and doing all of these things and hiding it. And so she's 9. And it got me thinking about, when do we start hiding our feel? Like, when did I start hiding my feelings? When I felt sad or unsafe or afraid or shame? When did that start? And when did I start putting on a mask of not feeling that feeling for what it was? And for me, that turned into anger. So if I felt fearful, what you would see is anger, because that was easier and it kept people at bay. And it was much easier to do that than to say, I'm afraid, I'm scared, and I have no control. um, and there was another instance, it was a Facebook memory that came up, and it was of my son who picked flowers for me. And I think what I wrote when I reposted that memory was, you know, for that I feel like that was probably the last time that he had picked me the little flower weeds from the yard. And, you know, I said that I wish that that still happened. And, you know, you don't know when's the last time you're going to get the flower weeds from the yard from your kid. And so I asked him about it after. I said, you know, you used to pick me flowers, and I miss that. And he said, well, Mom, you took the flower and you set it down, and it was like it wasn't important to you. And I'm proud of him for being able to say that to me, right? And I got to thinking, that is why I retreat when it comes to people. That I have perceived not being received. And then I'm out. and then it goes to this tough exterior shell that's impermeable. But really, that's not how I want to live my life. Right? The greatest joys of my life have been when I'm present, when I'm experiencing the magic of the moment. If I want to do what feels good to me. So, if I want to do what feels good to me. So, that being said, thank you all for being here.
Like that's really short in relation, you know. We're doing things, man. You know, like we're having respect for everybody's time. Yeah. um, but yeah, like I love that so many different people came up and talked about modalities of healing, and like just how to work through the things and learning from your kids. Holy shit, man! Like, so many times I'm like, Zen, why are you freaking out? And it's like, I'm freaking out. Like, I don't want to freak out. Don't freak out. You're making me freak out. So yeah, we learn a lot from our kids. We learn a lot. We learn a lot if we pay attention, no matter where we're at. But like the different modalities of healing that are talked about, I like this room. It doesn't always happen like that, you know. Like it's not always normal for people to be like, yeah, you know, and I'm doing this to better myself. And there's like no specific spiritual or religious reason or substance reason. It's just like, hey, let's just better ourselves because of all the reasons. So I love being surrounded in people that are bettering themselves just for the reasons. Because man, there was a long time on my journey where I was like, is this stupid shit I'm doing even working? Like I was trying to figure out how the fuck to have gratitude. God bless America. That felt like fucking running into a brick wall. And then it's like years later, you're like, I have so much gratitude for this moment I'm in. And you're like, oh, Eureka. It's here. Fuck, it's that simple. I was looking everywhere for that, you know? So, man, rant. So, and Absolutely. Well, like ketamine therapy, oh, it keeps popping up. Ayahuasca keeps popping up. Um, and then you were talking about the psychedelic therapist. Holy shit, doggy, let me get that info. Cause like that, like I like talk therapy, but I like weird motherfuckers. And I go somewhere in that state, and like I've been saying, I want a motherfucker that knows how to handle motherfuckers, cause I'm a lot when I'm there, and like honestly, I don't feel comfortable being around most people. Not even really Donna. I'm like, let me fucking die over here alone. I'll come back, uh, but I gotta die alone. So it'll be interesting to have somebody that's targeting, helping you heal and unpack all the things. Are you? Or why are you raising your hand? Yes. Do you want to come up? All right, I like that.
I just want to touch on that point. Woo,
Okay, yeah, you sit there. 'Cause,
sorry. Sorry about that.
It's my chair. I should have known better. Like, as you were sitting, I was like, oh no, this won't work. Okay, we're not a little like.
No, to that point. So when you're dealing with different modalities, especially plant medicines or even ketamine, things along those lines, so one of the critical aspects is you have these journeys, right? Good, bad, or otherwise. You have this journey. A lot of times you don't necessarily know how to interpret it or what it means, right? You've got all this stuff going on and you're like, man, that's wild stuff, but what does it mean? What is the purpose of this, right? And you can go down the avenue of getting into recreational use versus medicinal use. There's a pretty big difference in, setting and your intentions going into that ceremony with whatever that plant is or that modality. But knowing what it means is part of the integration process. So having somebody who's, a therapist who's specialized in that, or having people who have been down that road and are very good at integrating that experience for you is critical, right? The journey is just one aspect of it, but that integration part is huge. It is very huge. So anybody who's looking into doing any type of plant modalities, work, psychedelics, anything along those lines, be very mindful that having somebody there to speak with, not even necessarily immediately afterwards, although that can be beneficial, but maybe the next day after you've had time to process, is very critical on that healing journey, right? So you can understand how this ties in with what you're going through and what trauma you have, what you need to work on. Because a lot of times there are people doing this and sitting with these, and they go, well, I had this amazing journey, but I just don't know what it means. It was all this crazy stuff, right? And you can get so much more out of that. So that's just what I wanted to point out, is that integration is key. Finding people who are competent and able to help you with this is crucial and will just speed up that journey so much more. So much more. So just be mindful of that. Yeah.
No, that's super valuable information, because I've really, I've mildly processed with the people I've gone with, but never really with that much clear intention. Like let's figure some things out, and having an outside brain to help you process. So that's really great to know, and that makes me excited to move forward like that. Yeah, there's been a lot of shifting in my life lately. I'm selling an investment property, and I'm selling the house I live in, and I don't really know where I'm going to buy a new house. And I want to build a retreat center on a big property, and I want to live in the middle of nowhere. And I don't know if that's a trauma response. So, like, I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to do. I just want a fucking fence. Long story. Just want a fucking fence, man. This is the most expensive fence I'm ever going to fucking buy in my whole entire life. Like this is like, dude, this fence is gonna fucking mean so much to me. Like they took that fence from me. And now I just need to like replace a new fence in even more glory and honor, protecting me from the outside world. Please, Lord. Everybody was like, HOA, that doesn't seem like you'd be into that. I'm like, nah, they seem cool. 5 years later, they're not so cool, man. They're not so cool. They're that narcissistic lover that changes on you, man. Like, fuck. Now I didn't realize I was here with you. You looked so good and wonderful. So anyway, I just want a fence. That's like part of my transition in my life right now. I just want a fucking fence. So I want this like cool retreat center and like do all kinds of rad shit there and like fuck yeah, man. Maybe even like build pods from like my mom and my brother to kick it on there, and then maybe do like some food and animals and then maybe do like Joe Exotic style but not crackheady, and like open a big ass motherfucking animal conservatory, and fucking Tiger Queen Megan will fucking run that shit because that's the homie and she's really good with alpha predators and shit. So like, man, make this really cool place where people go to heal and stuff. And especially now that I went to fucking Epic Universe, now I need to make some place where people can go and do some healing shit. Animals heal motherfuckers. So that would be even cooler. So wow, look at all the things I want to do with my fence. You know? Huh? Whatever, man. Like fainting and screaming, so that way they'll like trigger each other. I know you're the best. That's why I copy you. I can't be you. I just want to be like you. You're the best. All right. Does anyone else want to get up here and do the spakins? Anyone else going once? Anyone else going twice? All right. Are we bringing the kids out or are we closing the floor? Okay, we're bringing the kids out. Man, the big kids watching the little kids is like such a good deal. They really see, right, like we have the wildest bunch of motherfuckers back there. Zach's like, I can't bring my kids, and right as he's saying that, like Zen is headbutting Donna's thigh like a rhino. Like we have some wild motherfuckers back there. But that's like, side note, really cool to have like a little weird, shop people's kids daycare. Like, man, I read how Google works a while ago, and they did cool things like daycare, and I'm like, I want to do things like daycare. That'd be pretty cool if we could do things like daycare. Bro, that was like the perfect lineup. And like I didn't want to put any stock in like, oh yeah, this is gonna work, but damn did it work. So I feel like, Savannah, once the kids go, you come up here and just say whatever's on your mind and do the same thing that everyone else did, because everyone here is nervous. But if you really feel like you need to do it, like just get vulnerable on vulnerability night. Duh. Anyway. Oh, yeah, no bullying. Wait, am I allowed to bully? So don't let us bully you, but you should probably do it. Anyway, so Amelia is spawn of Ashley. Cora is spawn of Megan and Chad. And I never thought there was going to be a kids portion of this night, and it's one of my favorite portions every time. So Cora and Amelia, come up here and to Speakia. I wanted to make a rhyme.
Stuffiest nose today. And I even made myself a bow tie. Okay, so yeah, because it's like I like matching. I wish y'all guys need to make a green shirt for me because I love the color green. Yeah, we need that. Cause I got green. I got green makeup. I got green pants. I got green everything. We just need a green shirt. So vulnerability. I'm not really that kind of person to be vulnerable. It's usually like if I'm not on lockdown and I grow to trust you, yeah, I don't know. I switch between are you actually a friend or are you actually not a friend? Because I don't like being vulnerable. So when I'm not, I tend to not really trust people at the same time when I'm vulnerable, because I know if I'm vulnerable, then something could like attack me. Uh, yeah, but that's the thing. I knew every single one of them. I know Cree, I know Aday, I know them. That's, well, Josiah I didn't technically know, but he seems like a cool kid, so yeah. It's different because there's so many people that are. I've had multiple experiences where I've met this person and they seem like such a great person. Then they turn around and they like act like a butthole to somebody. They act like, oh, I get to be the boss of you, or they're just, I get to say what I want. I get to be rude to people. I have no respect for you. And and on top of that, the only reason I'm not vulnerable is because I've had fake friends before. I don't like having fake friends. I love having friends I can trust. I love having friends where I could tell secrets to. I love having friends where I could eat cookies and my mom not know. Hey. I'll brush my teeth when I get home. Yeah, let me be vulnerable. Yeah. They be giving me extra food now. But vulnerability, I'm not so much of that person, so I can't say that much about it. But I do know that all of my life, I've never been that type of person to just open up immediately. I have to talk to you at least, like, if you give me positive vibes, of course I'm gonna chill out with you, dude. Like, but of course it has to be for a certain amount of time now. Like, I like being vulnerable, but I also know that there's a lot of people in this world who will take advantage of you if you are vulnerable. And I know that that's one big thing that everybody has to watch out for. Because, Jesus, you can't really trust people these days, can you? It's not something that's great around America or anywhere else. And like I said, I don't know a lot about it, but I do know that I don't like trusting people if I don't have a good feeling about them. Like, imagine walking into, let's say school. It's my first day of school. I walk in. So I'm one of those people who you can read everybody's personality. The way they talk, the way they do things. Like, I'm one of those people, I can read you. You think you can hide, but I can read you. I can read both sides of the book. Don't forget, I know everything in the book, too. Wow. Hey, you have to, if my teacher's calling me a judge, I think I'm pretty mature for my age now. You've called me smart before. You've called me mature before. If I could feed a cat, I can be mature. That's the way the world works, people. Kid logic. Yes, because I know there's also going to be people who can read me. I'm not. Yeah, like everybody is. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own vulnerability. Like every single story's going to have maybe a weak ending, maybe a weak middle, maybe it has a weak exciting part, like they're trying to make, oh, you got a cookie, the mouse got a cookie, it's so exciting. No, literally, if you give a mouse a cookie, they try to make that exciting, and everybody's like that because there's going to be certain parts of you which is like super fun, super cool, but there's always going to be a part where there's going to be weakness. Everybody has a weakness. No matter how strong your defense skills are, how strong your mental health is, there's always going to be a weakness somewhere inside you. You can't hide that. Especially not for me. I'll be looking there. I'm looking you in the eye. I'm looking you in the eye now. You can't hide from me. I'll see you. Can't run or hide. I'll find you. Even. You could be hiding under the sheets. I'll find you.
So
Chris Rock. What? It's not my fault the queen was over me.
so vulnerability.
Okay, I'm done.
To me, vulnerability, like, let me just explain, like, my first day of school where I was, like, kind of vulnerable. I was, like, walking in the school, and then somebody just comes up and says, do you want to be friends? And they're like, sure. And I'm like, sure. And then I was just really, like, vulnerable. And at that time, because I couldn't read, like, Amelia. I couldn't read people's, like, personalities. I couldn't read
I didn't know you could read people now.
Said that.
I could read people. I didn't know you could read me.
I couldn't.
Oh, good.
Well, I couldn't really read anybody like Amelia, so I was just confused of every single thing. I was just like, when the first time I walked into that cafeteria.
Oh, that was me too. Like, there's so many people here. Who am I gonna talk to? I don't know nobody here. I'm just because I can read people does not mean I'm instantly gonna be friends with everybody. But I'm gonna say I still have rivalries from the first grade that I still don't like. I just like it's not just on reading people. It's mostly about if. I had like 3 and maybe like 5 shrimp. I frozen ones earlier too. That was good. Yeah, but just because.
Okay. Let's just talk about something other than school. So usually I have like stage fright a lot, and I consider that like something that I'm like vulnerable about because I'm like scared when I'm in front of like tens of billions of a lot of people. It's just I just get like sometimes I get like a little vulnerable, like sometimes when I get scared. Like it happens to some people, and I'm like one of the people who gets scared, and they're technically vulnerable. When they get scared, they're vulnerable.
I got you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing much better.
You seem so comfortable. I love it, man.
Yeah, just chilling back, lean back and sleep. Take a nap maybe.
Storyteller's Corner is helping with that too. You're amazing, dude. You're sharing who you are with people.
On another subject, sometimes I am Sometimes, sometimes I, sometimes I get like, sometimes I'm vulnerable of heights. Like, usually some people aren't like scared when they get older. Like my age, they get like not scared of heights anymore. But I'm still scared of heights. It's
Relatable.
yeah, because anytime they could collapse, they could collapse underneath you. Yeah, they could be the thing underneath you could just collapse. That's why I'm like scared of heights.
If it moves, whoa, buddy, you stay there.
Mm.
Like, if it moves, I'm out of there. I'm jumping
Yeah.
off you.
Like, do you know like those like hotels like where there's like those balconies? Oh, those balconies. Those balconies that are just so thin that you feel like you're gonna just fall off.
Oh,
And the railings are just horrible.
okay. I remember one time, she's asking me to climb up the step stool to put up this bird feeder, and so I step on it, and it's wobbling back and forth, and I'm like, get me off this thing. Get me off of this. Because I'm not going to trust something if you're moving. Like, why are you moving? Just like Horace said. You make me think that you're going to flop over. You may not be a cat, but you going to flop over.
So, yeah. So,
And it moves.
yeah.
No more cookies. Why didn't get cookies dipped in milk? But cookies and milk.
Okay. So, I'm still going. Okay. So, I forgot my like whole plan right now.
You were just talking about how you're vulnerable about talking in public.
And I'm pretty sure I was on heights, right?
Yeah, heights.
So, heights are just one of my vulnerabilities. It's just really. A lot of people have them, that vulnerability. Like, because a lot of people are scared of heights like me. I know one of them.
What about me?
I know two of them.
Halfway.
Yeah.
You can get me to go on a roller coaster, though.
Yeah, same with me.
Gotta
Just not just.
Oh, I do Mako and stuff like that, but if it's going slow,
And then it goes.
no, I go on roller coasters. It's just, wait, what I was gonna say? I go. Want to talk with us?
You want to talk with us?
Come. Yeah.
Come on.
How do you feel about vulnerability?
I'll hold it for you. I know I did.
I think he likes to hold it.
Okay, do you want to hold it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you say vulnerability?
Yeah.
Say it.
I feel like Debbie right now.
Do you cry when you're sad? Yeah. Do you laugh when you're happy? Yeah. Do you stop your feet when you get angry? Yeah. Is that kind of what it's like to be vulnerable? Yeah.
Is he gonna talk?
You
Okay.
gonna say something?
Happens when it happens.
Talk.
Talk.
Say hi, Emson. No? Not tonight?
Should we say our name?
Try it.
So my name's Cora. This is Amelia.
You say our names. Let me say my name. Hello, I'm Amelia. I am the young comedy.
Suzanne, do you want to say your name?
Raise me and love me. That's how it happens.
Mama.
What?
Oh, and give me everything I want.
You want food? Yeah. Okay. All right. And that was the kids.
It is super cool watching the kids come up here and Sugar Rush Amelia and just watching them all grow and just get more comfortable doing the thing. So at this point, Savannah, are you ready to get vulnerable? So does that mean you'll do it? Yay. All right, so Savannah's husband Derek started working here a little bit ago, and then we found out she does piercings. So now she's a part of the crew. And we recently went to Epic Universe and had an amazing time, and we bonded over how to train your dragon. And I'm very interested to hear what you have to say tonight. So it'll be wonderful, whatever it is. Savannah Howard, everyone.
Well, this is a whole start in vulnerability for me because I don't talk about nothing. I don't do this. Oh man, has it been an adventure? Mostly since I met my husband. Was in a very bad relationship that he has hugely helped me overcome and be a better person since. We lived in his truck for, I want to say, a year and a half. Moved down here the first time. It was a huge hit on my ego and self-reliance because I put my entire trust in him to make sure we were okay coming down here. Don't think I would be here without him. And I definitely did not expect to be a mom. It is a huge vulnerability to learn from your children and to overcome your own childhood trauma by learning from your child. And I still have a long way to go. But here I am with great people to work for. It is a huge honor. And can't wait to see the memories that we all make and continue being better for ourselves and everybody else. So that is that for today.
I'm so proud of you for having done that. I know how hard it is. And I know it's probably weird, like, hey, yeah, man, I'm going to work at this tattoo shop. And some of the Saturdays we like cry and hug and talk and do weird shit. Yeah, so if you want to be a part of weird shit, Human Narrative Saturdays. And that's cool. Derek actually gave me a really huge compliment earlier. We were just conflict resolving, and he was like, "Man, that's wild that you do that. Like, you care and you want to make this better." And like, I was nonchalant. I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "It's how it's supposed to be, right?" Like, and he's like, "No, man, people don't do that shit." And it's like, "Oh man, that's cool to know that like we're doing things right here." You know, all the mistakes I've made have brought me here. What is that Rascal Flatts song? God bless the broken road. I love these obscure songs that keep hitting me tonight. But we all came around this weird fucking beat up journey. I've mentioned a lot of my traumas tonight, and I've noticed a lot of my abandonment traumas have been coming up, which is fucked up because I'm like, well, I have abandonment traumas. My parents never left me. But maybe, well, it is because of bitches too. But just a number of things. Just my whole fear of being left turned into an abandonment issue. So many different things, right? So, fuck, man, I'm just trying to figure it out. So, like, thank you guys for being vulnerable and like super big full vulnerability. I sat there half the time being like, holy fuck, did I just say the wrong thing? I bet I said the wrong thing. Fuck, I bet I said the wrong thing. I bet everybody's fucking mad at me. Why did I say that? I bet fucking that. Oh my God. And it's like, right. And so, but like full vulnerability, right? Like that's just what it is though. When you're stepping into the space and doing the things like, just because you're fighting doesn't mean that you're not scared. It just means you want to win the fight more than you're scared of the fight. And back to Megan saying just making it through the days. Like some days are a real big fight. My head's been fighting lately, and I love the relationship I'm building with my brother again. But it's a really brutal one. Because, like, he's got stage 4 cancer. So, like, anytime I'm like, yo, I fucking can't even deal with my life. Can you believe my fucking skinny vanilla latte wasn't blonde and fucking tasted burnt? And he's like, well, you're not fucking worried about dying. And I'm like, God damn it. So, like, it's really cool to have somebody that can be so blunt with you, but, like, be so realistic with you, man. What the fuck are you so mad about? What are you so scared about? What are you so worried about? Like, you do have a lot more days promised. We don't have any days promised, but like, if you have a weird fucking thing looming over you, it's scary. So if you don't have a weird thing looming over you, be happy. And if you do have a weird thing looming over you, make every fucking day worth it. Because like, that's that gratitude thing when I realized like all you got to do is just like be like, man, I'm grateful for this thing instead of saying I don't have enough of that thing. So yeah, thank you all for being vulnerable with us tonight. Once again, Chad is teaming up with To Write Love on Her Arms to do a peer support group every third Wednesday at the Moon River Cafe, I'm thinking. No other speakers. Because, like, sometimes this happens that motherfuckers want to come up again. All right, we good here? All right, no bullying. No bullying. Donna did that one tonight. Like, so what? See? So, like, is it bullying or is it fucking properly helping someone align themselves? Right. I don't want to ever push somebody over an edge they weren't ready for. I know. So it's a very hard balance. But I'm always blown away at the support we receive every time we do this. It was wild, the past few months we didn't really do it a whole lot. So it's nice being back, doing it again. It just, yes, and I'm bringing things like this to Fargo, North Dakota, and West Palm Beach to conventions. Yeah. And I told Donna, I was like, when I go to West Palm, I think I'm just going to do like some sort of like healing light situation. Yeah, and she acts like that. And then I'm like, what do you mean? So quick story. We were in St. Thomas, and I had a couple of really heavy vodkas, and like Donna's like, yo, what the fuck did you say to her? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, she's crying. I'm like, she probably needed to. And she's like, a time and a place. I'm like, well, I don't remember what it said, but if it said something, she probably needed to heard it. And I realized that maybe you're not supposed to say things that people need to heard every single moment. So it's nice to have a place where you can say things that people need to heard things. So I'm glad y'all came to need to heard things and heard to need things. And I really appreciate everyone coming out. And it always feels good when people say like the work you're doing here is good, because they really the imposter syndrome is massive. I have so much data collected that I am not an imposter. Like it's dude, I had such a weird healing moment on Ink Master when like they fucking did a poll like, who's the fucking bully? Is it Robbie or is it Javo? And they came back from a commercial and Robbie wasn't the bully, and like that should have been enough, right? Like I should have felt validated at that point. Like Nope, I'm always looking for validation. So it's weird that we're always looking for validation, and just to feel happy and in love with ourselves is where I'd like to be. So thank you guys for assisting me in that journey. And I hope I've been fun to ride with. Well, I know I have. I might say things that annoy you or piss you off, but you know the ride's fun. You know that dude that breaks shit, he's worth it. The wild man's worth it, man. Embrace your wild man. But yeah, it always blows my mind just to see the amount of people that just like hear and dig it and like love it, and the people that tell me they watch it on the YouTube. So thank you to everyone in the YouTube world. For being here with us, and for in the TikTok world. I've been doing a lot of things with my TikTokins. I'm doing a lot. I'm changing up a lot of social media things. Very excited about that. And I did briefly touch on me and my brother coming back into relationship. So actually Saturday, May 17th, there is going to be a tattoo benefit fundraiser where we're just it's at my brother's shop and the bar next door, Shady Oaks, Twin Oaks, I'm not exactly sure. My brother's studio is True to You Tattoo over by Wassie's Meats on Sarno and Wickham. But like yeah, Saturday, May 17th, 16th, whatever that Saturday is, it's like a week or two away. So come down, have some fun with us, get a tattoo, support my brother, because cancer is really fucking expensive. And man, it's such a weird blessing and a curse that it's what kind of like made us come back together, but also like is such a scary, weird fucking opponent. I'm talking about the Flash Day. Is it the 17th, right? Saturday, May 17th, at True to You Tattoo. And like, that's been a really beautiful healing relationship. Like, that fool came over the other day and like forced me to stop what I was doing just so I could hug him and give him love, man. And it's funny because talking to him again, I was like, I just want him to need love from me. I just want to be a source of love for my brother. And like, that's really cool that I get to be a source of love for my brother, who was like my best friend growing up. We moved a lot. We were close in age. So yeah, if you have an estranged family member or anybody that you're just beefing with over stupid shit, really try to fix it. Man, right. You know, if it's salvageable. But yeah, in a relationship like this, where I feel like, you know, we have this weird twin energy. You know, it's just a really interesting. It's an interesting feeling to have all over again somebody that reads my mind so well, because not very many people can. I'm pretty weird. So yeah, I think I just want to celebrate that at every turn. So thank you guys for listening to that. Thank you for all the love and support. And if you do want to love and support my brother, come out to his shop, True to You Tattoo, Saturday, May 17th. Get a tattoo. I would love to get a tattoo from him that day if I can talk him into doing it. But yeah, it's just going to be really cool, like hang out and celebrate my brother, and like, you know, solidify our relationship and make more core memories as grown-ups. Really cool core memories driving him around in this Corvette, though. Man, I love driving a Corvette. It's so fun. Now I know why guys like fast cars. He yells at me because I drive like a bitch, though. So.
And I want to thank every single one of you guys for coming out tonight and getting vulnerable.
Yeah.
And for all the past human narratives also coming up here and getting vulnerable. It is kind of a thing that the human narrative is. It's coming up here and getting vulnerable every month, and it's awesome. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys that comes up here and gets vulnerable with us, and we can get vulnerable with you. And it's really cool because every single
every single person who spoke tonight, I was like, oh yeah, me too, me too, me too. And I'm sure basically everyone else is feeling that way. We all relate to each other in that. And I feel like that's something that's really important, is that we can see we're not the only ones going through these struggles. And it's cool to see people at different parts of the journey of the struggle as well. But yeah, thank you, everybody.
And like, I used to get real like nervous that Donna didn't like the human narrative, and I thought she thought I was corny for doing it. So yeah, it's weird how we say stupid shit to ourselves, right? So to have her like be a part of this more and more and more, that means a lot to me. That's normal to me, dude. I was like, oh, this big titty bitch is trying to impress me by telling me she does this energy stuff because I posted some shit on the social media about me doing some energy stuff. And so now she's trying to impress me, showing me some energy stuff. You know people fucking do weird shit like that. So I couldn't trust you. Because I was shut up. I was hurt and I was scared and I was a vulnerable little pet. And you picked me up and you said, I'm going to love you, I'm going to squeeze you. And I'm like, I do want this, but I don't know how to take this. So just shut the fuck up and be happy that you tamed this wild beast. Yeah, no, it ain't tameable, though. I'm the untrainable dragon. I really fell in love with How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, my God. Fuck. Watching Zen get locked into that show was wild. Yeah, we need to go back to Epic way before. Like, I don't give a fuck if there's crowds. Like, let's take a crowd of 100 people and go, because that park's amazing. Epic Universe, 100%. Pay me for going there and pay me for telling people about it because I love it.
Because like during that show, like what Beth was saying when she was watching, you know, the movie with her kids, and she started to tear up and was like, oh, trying to hide it. While I was watching the show, we're like very front row. Everybody behind us can see me, and I'm like going like this, and I'm like, oh God, this is so embarrassing. I'm crying during this fucking kids show. And like I had a moment where like, who the fuck cares if I'm crying? But then I went back into, I'm not crying, my contact hurts, it's fine. But yeah, it is really weird how like our first instinct is to like hide it. But yeah, okay, that's it. Sorry. It's something I relate it with. Let's just end this because we're just going to keep going.
Cool. We're going to end this because we're just going to keep going. So you actually triggered like 3 more conversations. So yeah, I feel like it's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, like how that movie never ended. It ended like 6 times. Dude, and if you're fucking on like hallucinogens watching that shit, you're like, wait a second, didn't it just end? And then you're like, wait a second, didn't it just end? Yeah. Like, wait a second, didn't it just end? And like, I'm just gonna keep doing that. And then like, you're not gonna know if like it's a glitch in the simulation or if I just fucking tweaked. You know, sometimes I wonder if there's people standing on the side of the road just saying the same thing over and over again, if that's just like an NPC and that's their fucking only job. And like, they poor people look crazy as fuck, but they was just programmed that way. They ain't crazy. Anyway, thank you for coming to the Human Narrative. Shit gets weird. Love you all. Thanks for getting vulnerable. Check out the Patreon that we never do anything with because we really need to get better at that. The YouTube for the Rad Movement always has human narratives. Yeah, lots of plates spinning. Sometimes they crash. All right, good night.